Diane DeWald with CreativeCatCrafts.com. Welcome back to the channel, and I am filming this on a Thursday afternoon. I just love this card. Gina K Designs did a video, and actually Megan Andrews did the video this afternoon using the stamp set that these pumpkins came from. And I'll give a little more information, but Gina said that she was dying to see this in turquoise and blues. So I went ahead and did some experimenting this afternoon with some alcohol markers, some ink, doing a little bit of watercolor with the Gina K inks, and some Tombow markers. And this is what I came up with. My best friend is just gonna love this. She loves fall, she loves pumpkins, and she loves these colors. So quickly, this is my experimentation. So this was my first, and this is on 110 pound Neenah Classic Crest Solar White, and these are all Ohuhu markers. I didn't finish this one because I messed up on it, but I colored in the pumpkin stem. I left it white, and this was just me playing around and seeing if I can blend a little better with the Ohuhu markers. Then I went on to Gina K inks, and the combination of what did I use? Let me go look. So I used Tranquil Teal, Turquoise Sea, and Sea Glass. I have my inks in the wrong slots. So those three pumpkins, because I didn't color that one. This is again on 110 pound Neenah Classic Crest Solar White, and the one with the Tranquil Teal, you can see I wasn't blending very well. And then these I liked, but I wasn't 100% loving it. So I thought, okay, let's do this again, but let's use watercolor cardstock. And the blending was a whole lot better, and you can definitely see watercolor marks on it. This one is my favorite, and this was, like I said, this was just me playing around before I finished this card up. And I'm going to go ahead and utilize the Ohuhu markers, and these are the markers. This is the new numbering system. So if you have the old, and I'll have this in the video link below in the description. So for BG04, the old numbering system is G322, BG09 was G326, and the Y00 is Y010. So let me pull you out. I'm going to give you the rest of the story. So the rest of the products that we're using, the main event where these pumpkins came from is the Thankful and Blessed set. Let me go ahead and pull that out of here. It's a stamp and die set, and I don't know how long it's good for. I'm posting this Friday morning at 10 a.m. and Gina's got a discount code, Thankful 10, and let me see if I can get that up on the screen. So there it is. So Thankful 10, if you put both the stamp set and the die set into your cart, enter the Thankful 10 discount code, you get $10 off the bundle. So like I said, I don't know how long it's going to last. I don't know how much stock they have, but I just wanted to make you aware of that. And she put this out there yesterday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you're seeing this video, if you're watching it on release, 10 a.m. Friday morning, the day after. So let me go ahead and hide that. In addition to this stamp set, I've got a little bit of texture utilizing Gina's Lattice 2D embossing folder. And then Master Layout 2, the stitched rectangle and the larger of the rectangle. And for Master Layouts 18, this cutout die, it's a frame die. I just think that's really elegant. The cardstock here, what am I using? I am using, for the card base, 110 pound Neenah Classic Crest Solar White. I get this from Cut Cardstock. It's already scored for me. And I've cut out 2 of the stitched rectangle from Master Layout 2, one for the lattice and then one for our focal layer on the inside. And then the larger of the plain rectangle from Master Layout 2, this is Tranquil Teal. I have 2 of those, matte for inside and outside. And then from Master Layout 18, I cut out 2 of the frames out of 110 pound Neenah Classic Crest Solar White. We're going to go ahead and layer those and put those over the lattice. I've already cut out a bunch of the pumpkins, and I'm going to change up the sentiment on this. And I like my die cuts to come out of 110 pound Neenah Classic Crest Solar White. So let me get this all set up. We'll get the lattice work done. Then we'll move on to coloring the pumpkins. This is actually a really fast card to put together. The hardest, I shouldn't say hardest, the most time consuming is going to be coloring these pumpkins. So let me pause this and I'll be right back. Okay, I've got my Gina K intercut, and let me pull that off so you can see what I have it set at. We're doing the 2D embossing folder, and I've got this set at 2D emboss letterpress and at 0. That's my machine. For the bottom knob in the tightness, that seems to work the best. Oh, hang on. Come on, there we go. That just did not want to go back together. So I have the cutting mat, the platform, the embossing folder, and I am going to take one of the 2 stitched, and I'm going to go ahead and line it up, and I label all of my embossing folders with the label on the top, so that way the flat side is on the top and the side that pushes up is down on the bottom when I'm looking at the label, so that I know which way the 3D is going to go. And I'm not going to tape this down, but I am lining it up to where I'm kind of even on the sides and the top and the bottom. And I'm going to lay this on the cutting mat, and I'm going to put it at a slight angle so that when this edge is inserted, it's not bumping up against the whole thing. It just gradually will grab hold of the whole embossing folder. It just saves the machine a little bit of wear and tear. Platform on top, I'm going to slide this to me, put it on, and let's go ahead. And that stitch die, the stitch rectangle, that is 80 pound Neenah Classic Crest Solar White. And here's the big reveal. Look at that. Is that not beautiful? I love all that texture. So I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the way. And while I'm putting this away, I am also, let's grab that. I'm going to grab my Gina K Designs trimmer, guillotine trimmer. And the reason for that is for the frame, these are exactly the same size, and I want to make sure that this lattice doesn't peek out. So I am actually going to line this up and I'm going to cut the stitching. So I'm cutting off about 1/8 of an inch all the way around. And that's just to keep it from peeking out from the sides of the frame. And I'm going to the lengths of cutting all the way around each edge because I took the time to line this up. I just wanted to make sure everything stayed kosher. And let's go ahead and let's glue these two frames together. I'm shedding. I just had hair, my own hair, not cat hair, on my desk. So let's go ahead and get this. I'll line that up. It's nice because the stitching kind of falls into place, and that way your frames line up. And you can glue the lattice onto the frame. I'm going to use Gina's tape runner. Just pull this all the way around. I'm probably using way more tape than necessary, but because this has got texture, I'm just using more tape. That way I know everything is going to adhere properly. So I'm going to line that up as best I can, making sure it doesn't peek out. It's a little crooked, but that's okay. And let's go ahead and get our card base. Like I said, this card comes together fairly quickly. The longest part is going to be coloring those pumpkins. And I'm going to try to make quick work of that. So here's one of my Tranquil Teal matte panels. And because this lattice is really textured, I'm putting a lot of glue on the back of this. And I'm going to try not to get my head in the way, but upper right, lower left, and oops, that moved on me there. Because I had so much glue, that thing moved. Wow. Okay. And then let's go ahead and get this. And I am not going to finish the inside. Oh, what the heck. Let's do it. There. Okay, let's go ahead and put that up there. I want to get my Misty. I'm going to pause you because there's a stamp set I'm going to use on the inside that I did not pull out or list, so hang on. Okay, the stamp set I grabbed was Thankful Inside and Out, and I think I'm going to use the You Truly Have a Gift for Making People Feel Special. So let me grab my inside panel. I'm going to line it up this way. I'm going to grab that pumpkin. So we're going to color this pumpkin. Right down there. Let me line that up. There. Let's go ahead and do, let me get the stamp set out of the way so you can see it. I'm going to do, not inking up the pumpkin yet. I just want to get the words. Okay, let's do one more. and I used Memento Tuxedo Black. I love these colors. I just think it's so fun. Let me clean this off. I'm gonna get this out of the way before I spray it and ruin it. And I'm done with the words. At least I hope I am, since I just ripped the Band-Aid off. And on the pumpkin, I'm gonna use the Whisper Gina K Designs Amalgam ink. You're not gonna be able to see it very well. I think you can kind of see it. Let me get this out of the way. I'm going to bring you in a little closer while I color. I think you can kind of see that. And I'm going to grab something to protect my surface. And I'm going to grab my gel, my Jeth pen, white gel pen. I get this from Amazon. And then my Ohuhu markers. And for the stem and the leaf, I'm using Y00, which is Y010 from the old coloring numbering system, excuse me. And I'm just coloring in the stem. This is a very light yellow. And I'm going to color in that leaf with a little bit of the yellow. I want a hint of color, but not much. And then I'm going to take this gel pen and I'm going to color in that leaf and that stem with a white gel pen. It'll have enough time to dry before we restamp this whole thing in the amalgam ink, the black, what is that, Obsidian. I hardly ever use the Obsidian. So BG09 is my darker color and BG04 is the lighter. So it would be G322 and G326 and G322. So I'm going to put down the darker one first. And I'm going to do this in sections on the pumpkin. And I'm being careful, trying to be careful not to go outside the line. And I am not putting the cap on the marker. And I'm trying to blend out the line of the darker ink. And then same thing. I'm going up to the line, trying not to cover the line because I don't want this alcohol ink to head outside the lines. But I am trying to blend the darker one out into the lighter. I think I'm doing an okay job. I am not a fantastic colorist. There are way better colorists out there than I am in all the mediums. I'm a newbie, a beginner, a novice, whatever you want to call me. And I am not scrubbing or like pressing down really hard onto the cardstock. It may sound like it, it may look like it, but I'm really not. I'm using as light a hand as I can. Oh, I just went outside the line. I just saw that. Oh well. It's okay, right? There. Okay. This is one of 3 pumpkins we're going to color. This cardstock's a little warped. And I'm concentrating, so I'm talking. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oops, wrong cap. Let's get the right cap on the right marker. I don't need to confuse myself anymore. So we're going to go ahead and put this back in the MISTI, back here in the corner, and cross your fingers that, oops, I need to move you out. Cross your fingers that I got this right. Megan Andrews did this. I've done this before on my channel. I learned it from Megan. She's very talented. And then look how that pumpkin just appears and how it pops off the page. And the leaf and the stem, they're just, I know you can't see it on camera, but it's just beautiful. So let me clean this off because we're going to move this in just a minute. And I'm using Gina's stamp cleaner. I like to use that with reds and pigment inks and dye inks that stain. Not having that go very far. But let's go ahead and get our inside together. Get my inks all over there. And glue is what I need. I like that. That really turned out well. If I can pat myself on the back, I really like that. So practice really does help. And I spent an hour practicing on those pumpkins to be able to do this. Oops, that's not straight. There we go. I love using the liquid glue for that. And let's go ahead and get this. Oh, that's just a piece of cardstock dust. So let's go ahead and get this on the inside. I think there's ink on this because it's on the back of this. That's why I moved that off to the side. Oops, that's a little, there we go. That was a little crooked. Okay. Yep, there it is. Yep. Okay, let me put this aside and we'll get our sentiment together and we'll get our other 2 pumpkins stamped. Get everything out of the way I don't need. So I'm just going to put this right in here because if you've been on my channel, you've seen this trick. These are the negatives of the pieces I die cut, and I like using a washi tape or a low tack tape. I use Minty, but you can use masking magic, you can use washi tape. I'm just trying to figure out which is which side. And then I like to fold it over because sometimes the die, when I stick it in there, when I pull it up, it pulls the tape right with it. So that's what I was expecting. So here's our pumpkin. And then, what did I? Yep, the thankful for you and all you do. And I'm just going to take my Memento Tuxedo black ink. I don't care that it doesn't look pretty. Let me wash those stamps off real quick. And I should have done these in a different color, and I didn't, so my apologies. But I'm going to go ahead and line these up. Before I do that, I got to trim this guy. He's getting in the way of the pumpkin. There. And I may have to trim the pumpkin down, which is fine. Nope, I don't. So this yellow tape is just low tack painter's tape, and the specific brand is Frog. I think that's... I'm having a hard time seeing it, so I can imagine you're not able to see it. So, okay, those are all lined up. And I'm just going to pop in a couple of the die cuts. And I'm going to do the sentiment first. Wow, that looks really good. Okay, sentiment is done. Is it? I should have just left it alone. Let's do another one. The all had a little bit of a... Yeah, there's something with the stamp, so hang on. There. There. Okay, that's better. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that out of there. Let's clean this off. I'm going to go ahead and put the sentiment back. And we're going to use the Whisper. Pop this out of there. That Whisper's a little wet because it's a pigment, so I'm trying not to smear it. And I want to get this popped in there so that when I put it in again, it is perfect. Okay. Awesome. And one more time. Clean that off. Leave the stamp alone. I'm going to go ahead and move this out of the way. Grab... Sorry if the screen went wonky on you. And excuse the sniffle. I'm going to move you in super close, and with the bullet of the light yellow, I'm going to go ahead and color in that stem and that leaf on both of them. And come back in with the gel pen. I don't know if the gel pen, to me the gel pen just kind of gives it a little more definition. And I want the background behind the gel pen to have a little bit of colors, because I'm not 100% coloring in the leaf and the stem. Want a little bit of that yellow to come through. And that's to add just a little bit of texture. Okay, so now we're on to our coloring. Our darker's on the left. So let's go ahead and, like I said, this is going to be the part that takes the longest. And again, I'm not coloring these markers because we're working fast. Okay. Try not to go outside. There. And I am not going to edit this video and speed this up. So you get to sit here and watch me color. I'm trying to work fairly quickly since alcohol does dry pretty fast. I'm trying to lessen and make those lines where I stop with the darker color. I'm trying to get that to not be so harsh. Okay, let's move to the other side. I'm trying to blend those lines out. Okay. Woo. And we'll let that dry because the alcohol will dry. It'll take a moment to dry, just like this. Look at that. Isn't it not? I think that's beautiful. If I can, like I said, pat myself on the back. And it looks a little strange here just because it's been done in that whisper. So I'm trying to get as close to the line as possible without letting the ink go to the outside. Go outside the line is what I'm trying to say. Trying to color and speak at the same time. I'm having difficulty with that. Okay. Oh, here we go. Oh. Okay. Home run, folks. Last section. Okay. Make sure I get the right lids on the right marker. I'm going to pull you back out so that you can see the rest of this. Give the camera something to focus on while I get my Misty. And let's go ahead and pop this in. And I'll get the amalgam ink. This is the Obsidian. Oop. I saw some cardstock dust. That would have left a line. There we go. Oh, look at that. Is that not gorgeous? I just love how it just pops, that pumpkin. They're kind of ugly until you do the black ink. Oh, look at that. Lovely. That is so beautiful. Okay, let me finish cleaning this up and then we can move on to our final step. Okay, I have Gina's matte glue here and we're going to do a couple of these pumpkins. And I think that's how we're going to do this. So I'm going to get one of these smaller ones for up here. And then one of the larger ones right there. These are dimensionals from Stampin' Up. Oh, and I do need some glue. Goober. I'm such a goober. So we'll do this right here. Hold that down for just a second. And no, I think you're good. And then this guy we're going to put right here. I think I'm going to put that on there. There we go. And then let's get some glue. Hold that down for just a little bit. And we'll get a bunch of these little guys on this one. One in the middle. So let me get this situated. Make sure I got it straight. I think so. So Cartwright's Sequins and Beads, this is their confetti, and this particular one is Mermaid Crystal Metallic Confetti. I think it's a mixture of teals. So we're going to go ahead and put one here. I'm going to do the same thing I did over on the other card and right there. And I'll get my pick and stick. Turn a few of these over because they have a concave shape. I just want to make sure I get them the right direction. And just like that. I think these cards are just beautiful. I love that blue on the pumpkin. And I'm getting better at my blending. Oh, I've got this stuck closed. I put a little bit of minty tape on the inside. Is that not gorgeous? Love this stamp set. Thanks for joining me. I'll have everything down below. And don't forget, Thankful 10 gets you $10 off the bundle of Thankful and Blessed. While you're down looking at the items that I used today, I do have affiliate links down there. It's how I do support my channel to bring you content like this. If you're shopping, I would appreciate you utilizing those links. And if you're not, or you support another creator, I am grateful for that. While you're down there, if you like the content I've created, if you hit that like button, and then if you're new to the channel, welcome. I really love what I do and the tutorials I bring to you. And if you like what you've seen, if you would hit that subscribe button and then the notification bell so that the next time I upload content, you are notified. And until next time, happy stamping.